Life was very depressing. In fact, several times before my next surgery, I thought this is the best it's going to get. I'd rather not live. It was traumatic in the extent that in 2006, I was involved in an accident that I was rear-ended through an intersection by the driver doing 55. I, thought I was okay. I got up, I walked away from the accident thinking I'll be fine. Time passed, and 3 years after the accident, I was facing surgery and not knowing exactly how I was going to feel about that. All I knew is I couldn't hold a coffee cup in my hand, and I couldn't feel my fingers, and I had a real difficult time turning my neck. And I thought, this isn't normal. Under the advice of a very good friend, she handed me Dr. James's card and said, when you get tired of living this way, call me. So the very next day, I prayed about it and I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I never thought, next surgery, I would ever have to be considering something like that. Met Dr. James, told him what had happened. He looked at my x-rays, explained what I was suffering from, and that surgery was the only option. In 2 weeks, I was on an operating table. And leading up to that operating table, I was very scared. I mean, scared is an understatement. I barely met the man and he was telling me I needed surgery. I was in the pre-op room and I was by myself. I didn't have anybody as a support person there. I had small children at home, and I just thought, this could be it. I may not come back off this table. It's, again, a very risky procedure. And at that moment, I knew what kind of human being I was dealing with. It still brings tears to my eyes. It's very emotional. Dr. James walked into the room. He said, why are you so scared? He said, God's blessed my hands, and I believe what I'm here to do for you is only extending my work that he's instilled me to do. I have never had a surgeon ever pray with me, ever. He said, let me pray for you, and let me ask God to bless my hands. And I really believe everything is going to be all right, is what he told me. I went through that surgery. I woke up hardly able to breathe. It was a very traumatic surgery. But then again, Dr. James was right there. He came back into my recovery room. He saw me. He said everything went really well. The surgery took longer than anticipated. There was much more damage in there than he had seen on the MRIs. But he cleaned it up and he made what was unwhole whole again. From there, it was a recovery process. And I apologize. I just feel like I was with the right person at the right time. The accident was something that's part of life. But I knew right then and there that Dr. James really was and is a wonderful human being. And his service to humanity does not begin and end with me. He's helped many, many people. That is the experience of my life. He was very thorough. He put scans up on the imaging board that he has in the patient rooms. He explained to me exactly what the procedure would entail. There was no mysteries. Like I mentioned, 2 weeks from meeting him to being on the operating table, I didn't have very much time to digest everything, but he gave me pamphlets and explained, as I mentioned, in full detail what the procedure would entail. He also went as far to say what the recovery would feel like. Everything I needed, all the tools I needed were provided even before I stepped into the hospital. The day of surgery was traumatic. I was there by myself. Dr. James came into the recovery room. As I mentioned earlier, never has a surgeon ever prayed with me. He held my hands and he asked God to bless his hands and to bless the outcome of the surgery, all of which occurred in just a few minutes. The recovery was difficult to say the least. I did have in-home care for a short period of time, but it was very difficult. But Dr. James made it better because he gave me what I needed to know before I was going to get to where I was at. And that truly made the difference in the recovery. I had, again, all the right tools for the right challenges that I was approached with, be it, ice during this period of time, rest during this period of time, diet, nutrition, everything that I needed, he provided to me. He really gave me back all quality of life. With my neck, I can do things that I couldn't do before the surgery. And every year it just continues to be better and better as far as my abilities with my neck. I will say this, that in 2009, when Dr. James repaired my neck, I had hoped and prayed I would never be in another car accident as long as I lived. And in 2019, not that prayers go unanswered, they are answered. But unfortunately, I was hit from the front end of my vehicle in 2019, and 12 days later from that accident, I was hit from behind in another vehicle. It took not but a second for me to call up Dr. James's office and say, I need you. There's something not right. I really got hurt this time. Within weeks, less than weeks, he had me in the office and MRIs were ordered. Everything that I needed that he needed to determine what needed to happen next was done. He tried everything he could to avoid surgery, but ultimately it ended up in surgery in which he repaired L2 through S1. I'm still recovering from it, but I wouldn't think with a moment's hesitation to go back to him if somebody offended me with their vehicle again. He is the best in his class.